So previously, we have discussed on how to use the chart of accounts of this Excel file. So after the setuping or having provided our chart of accounts on this file, we'll be posting our daily transactions. But if your company already have a financial report, so using our trial balance ending year end, just like my sample, I have year ended December 2020 as my beginning balance or my forwarded balance ending December 2020 transactions. So if I have this trial balance accounts using our chart of accounts under our chart of accounts tab, we can now proceed to our posting. So we'll proceed our posting by just providing transaction number. So I provide transaction number 1, which is provide transaction number 2. Then I can drag actually this transaction number down below. So after that, I have provided the transaction number, regardless of how many transaction number you provided, because without the content, the usefulness of transaction number is actually as equal to the usefulness of your entry provided, just like here. So the last number is the useful number is number 37, right? So in providing date, like for example, since as we all know that December 2020 was my year end, so for January 1, 2021, or for my beginning transaction, I should provide the forwarded balances. So I would type 1, then 21, then tab. So after that, I will provide my accounts receivable, then my account receivable like AB, so AREB or like ERCY, then provide the as forwarded balance with amount of account receivable to Mr. SY as 500,000. Then I post another to my cumulative depreciation, which cumulative depreciation, as we all know that there's no figure in this. So forward balance and cumulative depreciation as 100. So you just actually type your trial balance ending as of year end. So after posting, you can now proceed your actual transaction for the day. Like for example, January 1 was with no transactions, you have no transaction at all. So during January 5, you have a transaction. So a transaction you made is that you have January 5, 21, then your journal voucher 1, then your account receivable to Mr. AB, your transaction Mr. AB, because your actual purchase of customer through credit. So you have actual account receivable to Mr. AB for 50,000, then you actually sold. So I have here an account of operating revenues, so as sales, so to Mr. AB, but in credit, so as account receivable, so 50,000. So after that, same day, on January 5, like this, then that's JV number 2. So I have another transaction which accounts payable AP to Mr. XY. Then we could refund through cash payment last December 30, 2020 as my transaction. So that was 150,000. Then my credit transaction is at January 5, or you can actually control D to copy paste, or you just type again, or actual control D. So example, if it is empty without transaction, you can control D to copy the upper part of the Excel row. So same D or control D. If I delete this transaction, if I control D, it's actually copying the upper part of the Excel row. So I have provided accounts payable, but actually it should be the transaction is to record refund through cash payment last December. So actually, and it shows that I have a transaction which is we consider Mr. XY. Actually, I have accounts payable to Mr. XY last year. So Mr. XY, I refunded Mr. XY January 5. Okay, so this transaction actually is referring to this transaction. Okay, so I pay through cash Mr. XY for 150,000. Okay, so in January 5 also, we acquired a furniture manufacturer through credit. So our company is using credit card to purchase a furniture. So instead of check, we have a credit card transaction. So for that entry, I have provided you from banks, then I've used video. In this example, these all are only examples. So in names, and it's not actually true. Okay, but in the accounting purposes, this is the right transaction entries. Okay? So I have created a transaction for 220,000. Then on January 15, As you can see, this is only a sample. And as you can see, you should have January 6th, like, right? So this is only an example to present to you what's is this usefulness of the tutorial. Right? So January 15, I posted like this, 21, then GB4, right? Then operating revenue, sales, related volumes, okay? So after this is recovery purchase of consumer cash, right? You just, what is the usefulness of that? You just post your daily transaction, okay, without minding anything. Just post and post. So it's very useful because you use drop down transaction in order for you to actually select funds, and then also the ledger. Okay, so there is, if you can see, there is a uniformity in reports. You just need to provide GB number. As we all know that my forwarded balances I use 0. Okay, by year 2020 and year 2021, you will have the beginning balances using your trial balance account. You will just set up GB00 for year 2022 transaction. Okay, you will just provide us year 2022 by next year. Okay, by now, having a year 2022, I'll post year 2021. Having a year 2020, I'll post my year 2021 balances. Then the first transaction in year 2021, I use GB1, then GB2 for year 2021. Then the subsequent transaction will continue grows as GB100 or GB, maybe you already in the peak of the number like GB 7000, or GB 9950, just like that. So until you consume actually the number. But this number, my GB is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So almost 9 character. So will be this will be very useful for you in your posting transactions automated or using computer, not manual, because manual is only handwritten and more errors in computation like this. So in my JJ, using this Excel file, there's an automated not equal or equal sign. So if you are, like for example, we'll have on February 9, I have a transaction, which is this already shown, GB show. So for example, I have cash on hand. So cash on hand transaction, credit on debit on cash on hand means you have received something. So you'll just try to provide a transaction that's a cash on hand. Cash received from accounts receivable. Okay, just like that. Receivable from collection, cash received from collection of payment from accounts receivable. That's all. It's a white word accounts. It's Mr. E1. Okay, we have actually accounts about to Mr. E1. So Mr. SY. Oh yes, Mr. SY. So Mr. SY. So let's say to be truthful and be realistic, we should based on our balances, year-end balances. So we have actually our to Mr. SY by 600. So for example, Mr. SY paid 300,000. So it means that we have remaining 300 on Mr. SY. But in this posting, will be like that. I just control the transaction, then account receivable, then Mr. PR, Mr. SY, okay, then tab, okay. Then I will just blank this because the printing, my printing is will refer to actually refer on this area. We'll be referring to this area, right? 1 GB or 1 journal voucher entry. So I will my printing will be basing on only on the cap area on this. So if you would provide this area, it will not be printed actually. So that's my limitation. But actually it's very useful already. Okay. So in printing my JP, I will be just using the number 38 for printing. Okay. But this tutorial for printing will be on the next part of this of my tutorial video. Okay. So as you can see, if you forgotten to provide your credit area, you will have this amount of GB. Okay. So without further ado, we'll correct that. Okay. We'll correct that, right? You should have the credit of 300. Right. So if you have a compounding entry, you will automatically notice the difference in your accounting transaction or your posting. So that's it. Okay. I have also provided here if your debit and credit transaction is not equal, but that's okay. You will also, you will also be able to see the difference in your posting in every posting. Okay, so you can now print a GB by selecting this. You can print GB by selecting this, print GB. Okay, even you even if you are going downward like this, the GB printing will follow like that. So if you will just click a nearest area in here, if you're in here, then you'll just click in nearest area, then GB will follow like that. Yes. Okay. So that's it. You can now print your GB transaction and system or automated GB transaction.